Before this video starts, I wanted to inform every single last viewer of this video that I have started a GoFundMe for the Inoue Fulton fight. I'm trying to go to Japan and raise some money and get you guys great content out there in Japan. And I'm going to try to be out there for at least a month. And I'm going to need you guys' help to get you guys that great content and make this thing happen. So if you're interested in helping me with that, the GoFundMe link will be down below in the description and in the pinned comments. So help me out and help me help you help True School Sports get to the land of the rising sun for Inoue Fulton. It is the road to Japan. So yeah, help me out with that and enjoy the video.
And I state that without arrogance. I don't mean to be arrogant, but I am a realist. And as a realist, it would be absolutely unprofessional for me to sit here and pretend I am not an exceptional human being. Because I am.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I wanted to really chime in and get my thoughts on this because as you guys have seen on the channel, if you really follow this channel on a video-by-video basis, I have dropped my interview with Okolie about training with Sugar Hill Steward. I've also dropped the training footage video of Okolie working with Sugar Hill Steward exclusively here on the Untouchable True School Sports. Go check it out if you haven't done so already. But I wanted to take this time to chime in on basically like Sugar Hill Steward, Okolie, that partnership, how I see it, and basically like what could be next. So yeah. Honestly, it's a combination of fighter and trainer. I never considered I never considered Sugar Hill working with a guy like Okolie because last time I even saw and or heard of Okolie, because I remember back last June, Okolie was down here in Miami and he was sparring at Mundo Boxing Gym with Shane McGuigan, who is now his former coach. But now I guess they split for whatever the case may be. I know there's interviews out there about it. I haven't watched them, but they're not together anymore, and that's the important fact to know. He's with Sugar Hill Steward. He joins Tyson Fury and he joins Olympian Benjamin Whitaker in that Sugar Hill Steward stable, and I think it can wind up being a match made in heaven for Okolie because what I can say about Lawrence is this. He's got a stigma out there for being a boring fighter and not the most aesthetically pleasing. And I wouldn't argue with that. Some of his fights have been boring, to be honest with you. But one thing about Lawrence that I think is great as a fighter, and not a good thing, but I mean a great thing, is that he's a very self-aware fighter. Like, he knows what he does well, and he's not going to fight outside of himself. Now, where Sugar Hill comes into play is I think that Sugar Hill can take what Okolie does well, which is fight well off that tall, long, rangy frame at cruiserweight, and get him to do that in a more cleaner, more effective, more technically sound weight that will ultimately, at the end of it all, make him a more dominant fighter. And Lawrence, in our interview, Lawrence, I don't know if it was the interview or I don't know if it was a conversation, but somewhere in our interview or maybe when we were talking, Okolie said that his goal with in boxing is basically to be he wants to be known as the prototype tall fighter. He wants to be the guy that when, younger kids come up, taller, longer, lankier kids that get into boxing, he wants people to say, go watch Okolie. The same way, people might say, go look at Thomas Hitman Hearns. He wants that for himself and he's out to get that. And I think he's teamed up with a guy who comes from that lineage, a guy who comes from that cloth, the Kronk cloth, the Emmanuel Stewart cloth, the Detroit boxing cloth. So, one thing about Lawrence, I don't know him like extremely well, but I've seen him a couple times, and I believe I'm a pretty good judge of character and people and just personalities and things like that. And Lawrence to me seems to be a guy that is a willing, ready, and able learner. I believe he made this move because he wants to go to the next level because right now, as it stands, if you look at his career, Lawrence is the WBO Cruiserweight champion, but he's in a weight class where there's not a whole lot of movement. There's not a whole lot going on as far as the top of it's concerned. Jayo Pataya, Lawrence says he can't see him make the big fights happen with him. Arsen Goulamirian has gone into witness protection. And then, Richard Riakporhe, which would be a big domestic fight, he can't seem to get the fights done with him. And Lunga Makabu, he don't want no smoke with anybody that's legitimately a threat, So Lawrence, I'm not sure if Lawrence's body is going to give him enough time to allow him to truly prove and cement himself as the best cruiserweight in this division. So he may just have this one fight left with David Light, which is going to be March 11th. David Light, can't overlook him. He's coming out of a big win against Brandon Glenn. But in the meantime, you know, I think Sugar Hill is going to help him out. And I'll tell you this, guy. I'll give you guys some good insider information. You know, Sugar Hill Steward is running a great camp down up there at Delray Beach Boxing. A lot of fighters there. Like when I went there, just in that one camp alone, you got Lawrence Okolie, you got Brandon Glenn, you got Jarrell Miller, you got Adam Kalnaki's over there, you got Andrew Tabiti, and they're all just coming in and out. And Benjamin Whitaker as well. They're all just coming in and out doing sparring. I mean, that could literally be a card. That could be a whole boxing show. So we'll see how it goes, man. I think that if Lawrence is trying to become the best fighter that he can possibly be, he's with the right guy. He found the right one, and I'm interested to see how Sugar Hill Steward does with two taller fighters. You know, like Tyson Fury's a heavyweight, so I don't really count him. But like Benjamin Whitaker, taller, longer, rangier, light heavyweight. Lawrence Okolie, taller, longer, rangier, cruiserweight. So seeing what Sugar Hill does with these kind of guys, as a boxing fan and as a teacher, I won't even say a trainer, a teacher, is going to be very intriguing because Sugar Hill Steward is very, very specific about getting things done a certain way as a coach. And I think his laid back yet stern attitude towards coaching and training, along with Lawrence's willingness to learn, it should make for, I believe, a really good partnership. And potentially Lawrence Okolie winds up becoming you know, a unified cruiserweight champion if he can get the fights and becomes a guy that maybe the second half of his career becomes the better part of his career, where now, you know, he's kind of broken that narrative of that, hey, I'm this boring, ugly fighter to watch. Then people will see a different Lawrence Okolie to the point where now, you know, he's going to be someone that, you know, he's doing things in a much more dominant, cleaner, and effective fashion than we've seen in some of the fights in his career. So, yeah, that's what it is, man. That's my take on Lawrence Okolie and Sugar Hill Steward. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.